Hi, I'm Robert Osborne, and welcome. So glad you could join us. I'm joined right now by this month's guest programmer, very talented actress who starred in such films as The Last of the Mohicans with Daniel Day-Lewis. She can currently be seen as the matriarch of the Grayson family on ABC's hit drama Revenge. Madeleine Stowe. Welcome, Madeleine.
Oh, it's a deep pleasure.
Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you, Robert.
Now, the first film Madeleine has selected is a romantic comedy from 1943, terrific comedy starring Jean Arthur, Joel McCrea, and Charles Coburn. The More, the Merrier. What a movie this is. But why did you pick this out of all the choices you could have had?
It's really interesting. When I was about 10 years old, I became quite obsessed, actually, with Frank Capra and watched all of his movies. And I remembered him talking about Jean Arthur, and I'd seen this incredible photograph of her. And he was so descriptive about how he felt towards her. She was very reclusive. She was kind of neurotic. Very shy socially. She didn't necessarily like people, but she loved to act when she did. When they weren't pulling her out of the bathroom when she was, you know, sick to her stomach throwing up. I mean, she had great anxiety. But when she got in front of the camera, she just blossomed. And I think it's one of the greatest comedians we ever had. And had such an interesting run for a period of time. And George Stevens is a favorite director of mine.
Yeah, it's a great combination there.
Yes, and Joel McCrea as well. And it really speaks to a kind of American optimism. It's a wartime comedy, and it deals with the housing shortage in Washington, D.C., and this fabulous love story that develops kind of sideways. And it's got one of the most erotic scenes I've ever seen, which is, I think, another doorstep scene. Where Joel McCrea is kind of, you know, nuzzling her and kissing her, and she's talking about a million other things, and she's sort of succumbing to it, but not. And
it's also got a great scene in there. She just triggered it in my mind about when they're at the kind of the cafe, and there's music in the background, and she starts swaying to the music. And Joel McCrea's sitting at the table, doing the same thing, getting the chemistry between them.
There's a
little touches like that.
There's a really interesting mating dance between them. And then Charles Coburn is fantastic. And I believe he won the Best Supporting Actor for that.
Won the Academy Award for it. Indeed, he did.
Yeah.
But so you got people, and Jean Arthur also had one of the great speaking voices of all time.
She did.
This kind of gravelly, lower voice that nobody else had a voice like that.
She did, and I think that Capra said it broke into 1,000 tinkling bells. I think that's how he described her. And she also had a really interesting adversarial relationship with Harry Cohn. And I believe the day that her contract...
They had Columbia Pictures.
Yes, the head of Columbia Pictures. And if I'm not mistaken, Robert, didn't she tear up her... The rumor is that she tore up her contract and went dancing down the street of the studio.
Yes.
But, you know, she was a real iconoclast.
Yeah, and a real character in real life as well as in the movies.
She was.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but so many good movies. I love A Foreign Affair that she's in. I love the Mr. Deeds Goes to Town, Mr. Smith Goes to Washington, all those movies.
All of those, yeah. People tend to point to Carol Lombard or Irene Dunne, but there's something really almost touchable and accessible about Jean Arthur, and which was so interesting considering that she kind of abandoned it all at a certain point, and then
disappeared altogether. Was teaching.
And went to college when she was in her 40s.
Yeah, you set it up beautifully. Let's see the movie. Here it is from 1943, nominated for 6 Academy Awards, winning one, as Madeleine said, for Charles Coburn as the year's Best Supporting Actor. Here's The More, the Merrier.